There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino Is the Name, and in this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about retiring as a millionaire. So even if you only make $50,000 a year, it is possible for you to retire as a millionaire. And there are a couple things that you will have to have in order to, I guess, accomplish this goal. First thing, you have to invest. You have to invest. And in this scenario, you're going to be investing. All right, you're going to be investing about 10% of your salary. So maybe you don't put up the full 10%. Let's say you work for a company and that company has a 401k plan. And in that 401k plan, they match at 5%. Let's just say 5%. At 5% matching, you put up 5% of your salary, they put up 5%. 10% of 50,000 is about 416 per month. Okay, because 10% is 5,000, and then you break 5,000 down into 12 months. It's about 416 or so. So 416 a month, compounded over 30 years, will be. Let me see. I was just looking at this. Yeah, so 416 compounded over 30 years, which is the other part. You have to have income and you have to have time, okay? You have to have income, you have to have time. Now, if you're an entrepreneur and you don't have any kind of 401k plan, say through a company that's matching, then you need to put up the full 10% yourself, all right? But you break that down into $416 a month. That is 10% of 50,000 broken down into 12 months, and at an annual interest rate of about 12%. Now, and I'm using 12% because this year I've had accounts that got over 25%, 27% interest. Now, I don't expect that to happen year after year, and as you can see right now, we're having some, at the time of this recording, the stock market has been crazy. I've lost a couple $1,000s, but if you just said about 12% annually on average, which shouldn't be too difficult. There are definitely accounts that have outperformed 12%. I think 12% is reasonable. So if you say 12% annually per year for the annual interest rate at 360 months, which is 30 years, and you putting up $416 a month, that turns into a principal amount of principal, meaning that's how much you actually put into that account. The 416 you put 149,000 in it over 30 years. Now, the interest amount, because it's compounding, is the interest amount that you gained is $1.3 million basically. And the maturity, which is the principal amount, including the interest that you gained, is 1.487, almost 1.5 million in a not super aggressive account over 30 years. Now, this is the other part of this. $1 million is not the same as $1 million 30 years from now. Okay, $1 million today is not the same. It's not going to feel the same as $1 million in 30 years. As a matter of fact, $1 million today doesn't feel like $1 million felt 30 years ago either. But $1 million, you're about 1.4, almost 1.5 million. All right. So this is the other side of this, right? This is what I would tell you. And this is based off of a $50,000 salary, right? So if you make more, then you should have way more money in this account, all right? But if you start buying your house at, say, 35, right? Because to compound, you need time, right? And if you really wanted like true wealth, right? The best thing that you could have really is time. Not even income, Not even money, right? Because you can put $1 million in an account today, but because you haven't had time to compound, somebody who put $416 in an account every month for 30 years and only put in 149,000 because they had that time to compound, they have more money. They would have more money in that account than you would if you just dropped $1 million in there today. So time is very, very important. So this is why I'm saying if you were to buy a house, right? So you buy a house and you're 35, and in 30 years, that house, say 35 to 65, the reason I say 35 is because most people retire around 62, 65. But say you're buying a house at 35. In 30 years, that house will have been paid off because the mortgage would have been 30 years, right? So you would then be entering into $1 million valuation or $1 million 401k plan, going into retirement, because now you can draw those funds or continue to invest or move them into some other kind of fund. But you'll have access to your $1 million 401k plan, and your mortgage will have been paid off because you were paying it off over time, and hopefully you are also going up in income. Most people in their career earn more money as they become more seasoned over time. Because if you're still making 50,000 30 years from now, which some people do, remember $1 million isn't even going to be $1 million by then. So 50,000 will not feel like a lot of money 30 years from now. But if you're locked in, got your mortgage, got other things in place already, and in 30 years, your house will become paid off and you will have over $1 million in your 401k plan. And that's granted that you put it in somewhat aggressive or decently aggressive funds. Because if you just leave it in like a basic government fund, like a G fund or whatever that equivalency is, it's not gonna, like government-backed securities, they're not like really gonna get to like 12%. They usually be like around 3% or something like that. So if you want to really execute this plan, you're gonna have to put it in a little bit more aggressive fund, S&P 500, technology stocks, something like that, like something a little bit more aggressive. But this is possible. You can do this, and you retire with $1 million, house paid off, and then your house, whatever your house cost was 30 years ago, it has gone up. The home valuation would have gone up over 30 years. So the house will be also worth more. Hopefully the house will be worth two times more. So if you got $100,000 house, the house hopefully will be worth $300,000 in 30 years. If you got a $200,000 house now, hopefully that house is worth $600,000 in 30 years. So you could either sell that house or downsize, or don't have to worry about paying a mortgage anymore. You'll be still paying property taxes, but it's your income will have been like basically severed because you have gone into retirement. So you probably won't be getting the full maybe 50,000, but once you start drawing from your 401k plan, depending on how much you're trying to draw from it every year, or your retirement account, whatever kind of annuity that you take from it, or if you take a lump sum, whatever that is, you will have a large influx of money and maybe even replace that full salary from in that kind of way. But you'll also have no more mortgage and a house paid off, and that house will be available to do whatever you want to do. If you want to sell it and decide that you want to rent for the rest of your life or whatever, you can. Or if you want to move somewhere else and rent it out, or whatever kind of ideas that you may have, you can do that. You want to go live on the beach somewhere in Florida, sell your house in Las Vegas or wherever you live, and you have your other money. You can go vacation for the rest of your life. But this is just something. The reason I want to do this video is because I don't see enough people in my community who take advantage of these opportunities. Not enough people understand that they can be millionaires in retirement. Instead, they say, man, I'm not going to put that money in that retirement account, or I'm not going to contribute to my 401k plan because I want some money now. I don't know anything about this. And what they'll end up with 149,000 because that's the equivalent that they would have missed out on. They would have ended up with 149,000 instead of 1.487 million. You know what I'm saying? 1.4 million or 149,000. The choice is yours. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. If you find any value in this video, man, like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. We back. Hey, yo, what's going on? Right now you're watching Casino Is the Name, and if you want to know how I started my trucking business, I have an ebook called Big Shot, Hot Shot Volume 1 on your trucking authority. The link is going to be in the description. It'll pretty much tell you everything from if the taxes to different types of trailers and all sorts of things. It's a great book, 5-star reviews. Link will be in the description. Go get it. Yeah.
Beat me up, Scotty.
Me and her together, we just count it up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the streets. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat. I'm the one that really live, wanna rap. They ain't never did it, they ain't really trap.
Say you want to be successful. Well, what's stopping you? Can't nothing stop you from being successful except for you. You standing in your own way. I came from the bottom. I ain't know nothing but the grind. You can't tell me nothing about that. I called the bus at Basin Street Projects in Tallahassee, Florida. You hear me? I used to think $1 million would last me my whole life. I'd have made that and spent that. $1 million ain't enough. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name.